Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Friday, March 28, 2025. Making the headlines tonight, PM says maybe BSCFA's Ortega wants to put his name on the ballot. Tourist injured by boat off Key Calker. And authorities find burnt remains of drug plane in remote Toledo district. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. The Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, BSCFA, still the largest in the North, has expressed gratitude to Prime Minister John Briceño for the receipt on Tuesday this week of the complete report from the Sugar Industry Commission of Inquiry. The work was concluded in November last year. Previously, all stakeholders had only received the executive summary. According to the BSCFA, the report includes findings that would give the government the platform to, quote, act with urgency to improve and revamp the Sugar Industry Act and to ensure a fair and equitable arena where sugarcane farmers could thrive without being forced to accept whatever the powerful foreign investors provide them with. Particularly since this year, we resumed the negotiations for a new commercial agreement with ASR BSI, end quote. The latest developments, including the association's concerns about the change out of Minister Josemai as minister responsible for the sugar industry, betray the possibility of potentially combative and disruptive months ahead up north. We note that the BSCFA has not abandoned its staunch position that they ought to receive what is fair in a commercial agreement, whereas the PM in his latest interview Wednesday indicated that the BSCFA leaders are realizing, given the ongoing crisis in the industry, that the back and forth could continue and it may be for nothing. On Thursday, the Prime Minister responded to the BSCFA's letter in a way that may put the government and the BSCFA on a collision path.
I am going to be kind to the BSCFA. And first of all, that they are not the Prime Minister. If Fred Ortega or any one of them to be Prime Minister, put their name on the ballot, and someday they can be the Prime Minister and make those decisions. When I make decisions in setting up a cabinet, I try to look at from different angles, so where I think I could best get, I could put the best team forward, and I believe that that's exactly what I have done, and I have the reasons why I brought the sugar industry in under my position. I want the industry is in crisis, and we have to give it the highest priority. If they can't realize that, then that the industry is in crisis, then they are the problem, because they are in crisis themselves as an association. But I don't want to get a back and forth with them. I found their letter very insulting, but I will leave it as that.
Meanwhile, the Corozal Sugarcane Producers Association, CSCPA, which has traditionally aligned itself with positions of the miller, today wrote the Prime Minister and expressed, quote, deep satisfaction that he has taken over the sugar industry portfolio. They believe that the move will lead to the creation of a more vibrant industry that benefits all stakeholders and added, quote, such decision would indeed establish the bridge for investor confidence for further strategic development to building efficiencies with economic gains for all stakeholders alike, end quote. They list as stakeholders, investors, millers, farmers, government ministries, and financial institutions. They define the role of the farmers as, quote, one where they are key to the required production for milling purpose and conversion to sugar in fulfillment of the country's export quotas obligation, end quote. The expectation from the Sugar Industry Control Board is that this sugarcane crop season will conclude at the end of June but may extend into early July. SICB is still hopeful that 1 million tons of cane would have been milled this season. The chairman of the board, Marcus Osorio, spoke about the potential for leftover cane, though not in great detail.
The estimates, we are maintaining the estimate of 1 million tons. Um, we are seeing some challenges in field I think there's still, as for farmers and associations, there's still fields that might not be harvested because of water damage, and also because of water logging, because the very lowlands are still too humid, and we are not sure if that the dry period will be enough to provide access to those fields. So we are hoping that we can achieve the 950 to a million tons cane, and that we can get all the cane that is accessible, that we can get it harvested and milled.
A U.S. tourist was airlifted for medical treatment in Belize City from Key after he was run over Thursday afternoon by a 25-foot skiff traveling at moderate speed. Michigan resident 45-year-old Mark Struss was kayaking with his 3 children when the incident occurred. The vessel named Really Hooked was being operated by 33-year-old Wilson Gonzalez, a tour guide from San Pedro, who assisted in transporting Struss to the polyclinic in Key. Struss suffered a large wound to the back of his head and is in a critical but stable condition. Gonzalez was detained as part of the police investigation. A urine sample has been obtained. Reports have surfaced that authorities earlier this week discovered the burnt remains of a suspected drug plane in southern Belize. No cargo was found. Photos of the scene point to a jet at an improvised and illegal airstrip somewhere near Creek Sarco or Graham Creek, close to the border with Guatemala. After the break, a police officer whose name appeared on supposed cartel message dismissed. Stay with us.
Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
The Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, has proceeded to dismiss Corporal Aaron Usher, who was one of several police officers whose name appeared in a supposed message from the cartel on top of the body of Raheem Usher, which was discarded in San Antonio Village, Corozal, on February 27. In his discharge letter dated today, the commissioner explains that he took into consideration the lawyer letter in response to why he should not be dismissed, but also the serious nature of the allegations against him and the impact on the reputation of the Belize Police Department. Usher has 21 days to appeal the commissioner's decision to the Belize Advisory Council. Usher had served over 21 years in the department. Usher was assigned to a formation in the West. However, he was related to the late Raheem Usher. News reports on the diplomatic passport of Moses Shine Barrow, former leader of the United Democratic Party, has led to 2 letters of defamation being sent by Barrow, one to 7 News and the other to Belize News Network. Whereas it was initially reported that Barrow appeared unwilling to turn in his diplomatic passport. Barrow, in his attorney letters, indicated that he voluntarily turned over his diplomatic passport in a sealed envelope addressed to the CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs just before 11 a.m. on Wednesday, March 26th. The first news report saying he had not turned in the passport was made several hours after Barrow handed over the passport. The diplomatic passport is issued to members of the National Assembly upon their request. Apart from requesting that the news reports be pulled, Barrow is also requesting the payment of damages for injury to his reputation. The observation has been made that not all holders of diplomatic passports are asked to turn in the travel document once they no longer qualify for it. The families of the 3 women from Revere City, Massachusetts, who were found dead at their San Pedro Belize resort on February 22nd this year have reacted to the confirmation from bases on the results of the toxicology screens that their loved ones died from carbon monoxide poisoning. In a statement to the international media outlets, they wrote, quote, "While we remain shattered by the loss of these bright lights in our world, we are incredibly heartened by the results of this investigation and grateful to those who completed it in a thorough and independent manner," end quote. The families are also awaiting results from an independent investigation being conducted by authorities in Massachusetts. Since the beginning, they had expressed suspicion and raised concerns about the initial reports in the news that the deaths of the 3 women may have been due to contaminated drugs or tainted alcohol. The families added, quote, "While today's official finding puts to rest those initial reports, we hope this will give authorities and law enforcement pause before they make similar suggestions during future investigations," end quote. The CEO in the Ministry of Immigration confirmed to Krem News XTV this morning that the Ministry of E-Governance is looking into a website through which travelers are being scammed when they try to access online immigration forms. Since November last year, travelers to Belize can fill out the departure and arrival forms as well as the customs declaration forms online. These are accessible for free on the immigration.gov.bz website under digital forms. However, in the last 2 weeks, the government was made aware of a website which is charging for the forms. It is operating from the domain belizetravelform.com and is charging a mandatory immigration and customs fee of $15 for the forms. The Ministry of E-Governance says they have tried to get the website taken down without success, and so they are working on educating travelers as well as search engine optimization instead. Today, when we checked, the scam page is still accessible. There is no word yet on whether or not there is any investigation with the police or banks to determine who are the scammers behind the page. In other news, with the dry season upon us and with temperatures rising again, there is the concern of bush or forest fires across the country. Belize Electricity Limited Senior Corporate Communications Officer Emmanuel Petch said that such fires can cause damage to their infrastructure and can result in power outages. Petch explained that the company engages in a year-round vegetation management program to mitigate the impact of these fires, but still encourages residents to report such incidences via the BEL 24/7 app.
Well, I think not only for rural community, but I think the entire community of Belize as a country at large, it's a concern for us, and we should be mindful of forest fires. As you know, we are in the middle of the dry season in Belize, and as the heat starts to crank up, so too those incidents of forest fires, as you know. That's just the nature of how things are, right, with the weather and the climate. So, of course, we encourage our customers and the general public to look out for forest fires and to ensure that you contact BL as quickly as possible if you come in, if you encounter forest fires, whether it be in the rural communities, in the urban communities. It's always a concern because, of course, our power line infrastructure is physically out there in the environment and can be impacted by these incidents. So if you do encounter it, we encourage you call our toll-free number 0800 BEL Care or make a report via our BEL 24/7 app.
Petch reminded residents that the app also provides information on service interruptions across the country. He said the app provides more information than the old Facebook group and added that non-customers can also use the app.
So our app gives you far more information than you could have ever get from the Facebook application. Our app gives you real-time updated information on all planned works. Even more than that, it gives you educational content, tips on energy conservation, and much, much more, right? The app is a very powerful tool, and I would encourage anyone to use it, even those who may not have an electricity account and a BEL account in their name. You can also benefit from this app, right? As a consumer of electricity, you can also benefit from this app. It has so many great tools that you can use.
After the break, fire destroys zinc structure in Belize City. Stay tuned.
20 years real-time status updates.
There was a fire after midday today which destroyed a 20 by 12 zinc and wooden structure off Bannock Street in Belize City. The proprietor, Adriana Pollard, who lived alone, was not at home at the time, and neighbors assisted in putting out the fire and preventing it from spreading to nearby structures before the fire service arrived. One wooden two-story building adjacent to Pollard's home had damages to the side, but fortunately it was spared any other damages. Pollard estimates that the suffered damages of over $7,000 in household items. She can be reached at 611-4520 if anyone wishes to help her rebuild. On Thursday, thanks to a collaboration between the Lions Belize City Sub-Umbra Florio Club, UNICEF, the Belize City Council, and the Social Security Board, the entire student body of Stella Maris School, some 130 students, received the hygiene packages. Shari Castillo, the treasurer of the Lions Club, spoke of how the initiative came to be and why they decided on hygiene packages.
It was a partnership and an initiative with UNICEF, Belize City Council, and Social Security, and the school, Stella Maris School, which we wanted to serve and assist them in giving care packages, hygiene supplies, and stuff like that.
So what are in the packages themselves?
The package itself holds toiletries. We also have like underwear, socks, the hygiene products that they need, brush, toothpaste. It's basically a self-care supply for each individual kid.
So it's the children that will be getting the...
Yes, it's the children that are receiving the packages, the 130 kids here, I believe. Each child is getting a package, so it's going directly to the child and not the school itself.
Why did you guys decide on hygiene packages?
To be honest, the decision, we always give school bags and everybody have this back to school drive, and it's a nice initiative, but we tend to look beyond just school bags. There are needs that kids maybe need that parents cannot provide, and as a partnership and with groups and the Lion we serve, so we tend to look more beyond a school bag, and we decided that the hygiene package would be best suited for the kids of Stella Maris because with the disability that they have, you know, it's hard for teachers to look after everything for them. So if we could send a package home to that parent as well to assist with them, that was a great initiative that came to our mind as well.
Cherie Salgado, a Stella Maris teacher, spoke of the importance of the donation and explained that some parents cannot always afford hygiene products. She said teachers would often seek sponsorship for such items.
Each student receive a package today, each boy, each girl, and we even have some over so that we can store for when they don't have that, we have here for them. We know where these students are coming from, we know the backgrounds of some of these students, we know the struggles of some of the parents, and so it's very important. Some of them are not able to buy something as simple as a deodorant, the parents, and so it's very important that well, we don't want it to stop here. We want others to jump on it and to continue to support our students. So most of the time, when our students come, of course, we cannot sit down in the classroom and endure some of what our students bring to us. So teachers will go in their pockets and they will purchase a basic for the student. We also have a farewell committee here, a group of teachers who will go out and they will ask for donations of hygiene products.
Mayor of Belize City, Bernard Wagner, spoke on the City Council's donation and how they try to assist schools across the city.
Well, we try to spread as much as we can all across the city. We have so many schools in the city. Stella Maris is very special for us, given the circumstances. But we, as a municipality, try to spread the little resources that we have all across the city, and you can see that in the works that we have been doing all across our city.
So in terms of what happened today, what part did you play? Did you donate the...
Yeah, we just did a financial donation to the cause, to the Lions group. and they in turn were able to put together these hygiene packages, which I think is something useful for the kids, and so we are a good partner in this. It's about collaboration for the betterment of our residents.
Thursday night saw the opening of the Women in Art exhibit being hosted at the Bilal Art Gallery inside the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts in Belize City. The free exhibit will be on display for a month and feature the art pieces of 35 women in art. Gayla, who is a visual artist and the curator of the exhibit, spoke of the type of art featured and why it's important to highlight women artists.
So there wasn't particularly a criteria because we wanted women just to show their pieces and their talent, their art, their creators, right? So in terms of the theme, it's about empowerment, our rights for women and children, women and girls. And if you notice, if you take a look around, the exhibit is specifically on a journey, the journey that women goes through. So it has themes such as breaking the silence, social change and activism, future and innovation, because a lot of women are not only painting, but they're literally turning that talent into more. March is Women's Month. It's a special time for women to be seen and heard. That's where I think the impact is. To answer your question, what I'd like to see, and this is only my opinion, is for it to go forward, not only in terms of an exhibition, but that we actually get to highlight these women more, their crafts. Like I said in the beginning, they are creators. And some women are single mothers, and this is their way of making an income. So I'd like to see it carry forward.
A special paint session for women is taking place tonight at the Bilal Art Gallery inside the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts in Belize City, titled Painting in Paris. The event is being hosted by visual artist Gayla, who said that the event was a huge success last year. It has proven to be popular this year as well. As Gayla said, there are no more spaces for tonight's event.
Okay, so Painting in Pairs it's a special occasion. It's like a paint party concept, and you have mothers, daughters, nieces, aunts, any female mentors coming together in duos. They get to share one canvas, and I'll be facilitating that as well. And again, I don't want to give away a lot, but it's a super engaging, interacting event. And for those who attended like last year, some of the feedback was that it was very profound. It allowed them to feel their emotions, to actually share with who they were sharing that event with. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
As we reported earlier this month, March is Kidney Awareness Month, and the Kidney Association of Belize has been organizing events all month long. To end off the Awareness Month, a free Zumba class will be held on Saturday at 6 a.m. in Lake Independence on the basketball court behind the Charles Bartlett Hyde building, which is also known as the Complex Building. Secretary for the Kidney Association of Belize, Shayari Morataya, spoke more on the class.
March is actually known as Kidney Awareness Month. So we started off the month with our annual kidney walk, and now we're ending the month with a Zumba class, a free Zumba class. So, it's very important for us to keep our bodies moving, to keep our bodies in action. So this is the perfect way for you guys to do it. I mean, Zumba classes are amazing. They're fun. So we're encouraging the public to come on out and enjoy a morning of a free Zumba session. It's Saturday, March 29th at 6 a.m. It's pretty early, but we're encouraging everyone to come on out. So the location will be at the basketball court behind the Charles Bartlett Hyde building, where the old immigration building used to be. Okay, so there's a basketball field behind that, and that's where we'll be having the Zumba session. I would just encourage everyone to come out, bring their waters, and to have fun.
And in Kings Park this morning, a Belize City cat was found itself near the top of a utility pole and near a few unfriendly birds that had started to taunt. If you own a cat, you can imagine how stressful this scenario would be for the owner and the cat. Luckily, For Kitty, it was a neighborhood where animal lovers reside, and the situation was quickly reported to Belize Electricity Limited, BEL, who sent help right away. We now take a look at a clip from when the cat was rescued and then hear from BEL's Senior Corporate Communications Officer, Emmanuel Petch, who said that 2 of their workers quickly responded.
You are right in saying that it's not routine for us. And the most important thing to remember in this situation for us that is that we are just extremely happy that no one got hurt during this incident. We received a call via our toll-free number 0800 BEL Care, where someone from the community informed us of the situation. Our customer services and relations team took that information and immediately relayed that information to our distribution operations team. These are our crews who go out to do maintenance works, upgrades, these types of field work. Now, as soon as they got that information, one of the crews that was near the area actually heading to do scheduled works diverted their route immediately to respond to this situation. And we got there in time, and our teams immediately, with the help of the community, immediately went into action to rescue the cat that had apparently been stuck on the one of BEL's service poles.
Petch said that the rescue mission was completed with all safety protocols being adhered to and commended BEL employees Tyrone Middleton and Andy Petch for responding and getting the cat down safely. He said that quite a few power outages are caused by wildlife.
And I just want to commend our guys who responded to this incident very swiftly. And I want to say their names because it's important to recognize them. Tyrone Middleton and Andy Petch were the ones who responded swiftly to the incident and rescued the cat and resolved the situation as quickly and as safely as possible. So we do want to commend them for that. Of course, we also want to thank and commend the community for getting involved in the situation and alerting BEL with time so that we could respond and resolve the situation as quickly and as safely as possible. But you'll be surprised to know that one of the common reasons for outages are wildlife coming in contact with high tension wires, right? So, of course, this is for that very reason is why I explained to you that safety is a core element of everything that we do. And it goes back to our mission, right? We provide safe, reliable, and sustainable energy solutions. So safety is embedded in everything we do. And for that very reason, because electricity is such a powerful force, it must be treated with utmost respect. So of course, in this situation, we're just happy that it didn't come to that situation and it was resolved with no incidents, with the safety of the community, the safety of our BEL teams, and of course, in this case, the safety of the cat.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again Monday at midday. Join us again Monday for another news broadcast. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend.